Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited to be here. Welcome, everyone. Trying to find the lighting. Welcome. For everyone that's just joining, what I want you to do is let me know who you are, let me know where you're from, and the type of business that you run. Again, three things. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and the type of business that you run. The reason why I asked this question is because I really like giving, real life case examples based on where you currently are in your business. So again, welcome everyone. This masterclass is live, right? I am here in the flesh. And so again, as you're coming into the room, let me know who you are, where you're from, and the type of business that you run. We have Deborah. We have Pamela from Florida, security and photo booth. We have Lakeisha or Keisha. We got Amber, F&F Atlanta Candle Company, LaQuanza, LA Fitness, Patrice, Baby Clothes and Shoes, love it. Donique, Natural Body Products, Kaylin, Jeanette, Claire, Dre from Atlanta, Dominique, Philly Designer, Adriana, Debrescia. So again, if you're just joining us, let me know who you are, where you're from, and the type of business that you run. This masterclass is live. We're going to be going over a lot of different strategies that you could be implementing in your business today. We're going to be going over, some of the things that you may be doing wrong in your business and you have no idea. And also, some of the things that you may not be aware of that you could start implementing and using today in your business. So we have Rashonda. So we have a lot of different business owners. And for anyone that's just joining, if you can't hear me, you may want to refresh your browser. Again, I'm plugged into the Wi-Fi router, so I know it's not me. So at any point, if you can't hear me or see me, make sure you're refreshing your browser. I highly recommend buy your computer or using a Google Chrome browser as well. So again, I'm plugged in. Everyone else could hear me, so just check that. We have Dolores, Heart and Body Natural Plant-Based Products. Dolores, I love that. Leslie, Voiceover Services. Wow, that's actually really unique. I love that, Leslie. We have Unique Banana Pudding Company. Okay, I love it. Hanu, living in Brooklyn. I run a consulting company focused on minority-owned business with digital marketing and business development. Catherine from Houston, Texas. Henrik says, just got sound, thanks. Yep, not a problem. So we have a lot of different business owners from all backgrounds, all cities, all states. So again, I'm super excited to have you all here. And because you're here live, so am I, right? I'm here live as well. So let's jump into the presentation. Of course, I have slides for you all because, when we think about monetization, when we think about, ads, it's really around, understanding the numbers of your business, right? The money's in the data. So what I'm going to do is I put together a presentation. We're going to walk through this presentation together, and we're going to go through some tips and strategies as well. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And so this masterclass is really, growth to scale. And Alicia says, click the screen for sound. Great recommendation, Alicia. Again, Alicia said, click the screen for sound. Awesome. Click the green volume icon for sound. Thank you. I think it's Mate. Thank you for that. Awesome. If you can see my screen, let's do a check. If you can see my screen, give me the number 4 in the chat. If you can see my screen, growth to scale. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to get into this presentation because we'll be covering a lot of different things, and I want to make sure that at the end of this, you have time to ask your questions as well. So again, this presentation, I hope you're in a comfortable place because it is a lot, and we'll be diving into it as well. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and hide my video, and you're going to be able to hear my voice and see the screen. So again, welcome everyone to the masterclass, Growth to Scale, how to 10 times your sales with Instagram and Facebook ads, right? And while you're already sitting on a lot of money, you just need to not be afraid to claim it. And this is really around understanding, what am I doing in my business that's working? What am I doing that's not working? And what can I learn from those experiences? And maybe it's just a few tweaks, a few tweaks away in order to get my business up and running. So who are you, right? You're probably either a small business owner, entrepreneur, like many of you mentioned. You may be an expert or creative. You may be, selling skin products, like someone mentioned earlier, or a consultant working with minority-based business owners. You may be a coach as well, right? You may sell hair or extensions or even online courses in your business. And the big question for you for quite some time is, how do I get my products? How do I get my services in front of my ideal customer? How do I create a marketing strategy that works for my business? How do I drive traffic to my business consistently? And then how do I bring in consistent income, right? We know real businesses bring in consistent income. And then how do I begin to work on my business instead of in my business? And if you're an entrepreneur, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You do everything in your business. You do the accounting, you take out the trash, you do everything. And so what are the systems, the tools, the strategies to get there? And my favorite question I always get is, do I need a large following in order to get sales? Right? So what am I missing? What am I doing wrong currently in my business? And so this is important to you right now because maybe you're not making sales consistently, right? And that's the key word. You're not making consistent sales, and you know you have a good product or a good service, but you're not sure what steps you need to take or in what order. Give me the number 5 in the chat if you feel like I have a good product, I have a good service, I just need to find the people to buy, right? And it's many of us, that's entrepreneurs' biggest pain point. What we have is good because we've proven it, right? We have other people that have purchased it, but it's how do I get more of these people? How do I find them? Where do I go to find them? And this is important to you right now because maybe you don't have a large audience and you know you need an audience to have people to sell to, but you're not sure where to find them and then how to lead them to purchase. You can't talk to every single person. So how do you create the system in order to drive leads continuously for you? And maybe you've been in business for a few months, or some of you maybe a few years, but sales only come in occasionally, right? This side hustle you've had has been, you've had it for 5 years, right? Because sales aren't consistent enough. But you know you need to find a way to bring in money consistently. And this is important to you right now because maybe you're ready to scale your business, right? But you don't have the strategy or the systems in place, and you know you need the right strategy so you're not wasting money or effort. Maybe you went down that rabbit hole already. Or maybe you're just stuck, right? We come, sometimes we can only drive our business as far as what we know. And maybe you're just stuck at this point and you've fallen into a place where you're going in circles and you're starting to doubt yourself, right? You're starting to doubt your product or service that you have, or even the idea that you have that you want to implement. And so where do I begin, right? What steps do I need to take and in what order? And what am I doing wrong in my business? So let's take a step back for a second, right? So imagine if you were able to get your product or service in front of your ideal customer. What would that mean for your business? Imagine if you were able to sell out every single time you restocked your business, right? Imagine if you were able to be booked every single time you introduced your offer, that product or service. What would that mean for your business? And so imagine if customers were purchasing from you and then they were thanking you because they discovered your product or service and it was exactly what they were looking for. Those customers that you're trying to find, they're also trying to find you as well. So now imagine if you could do all of that, right? You could do all of that without posting on social media 24/7, going live every single day, right? Doing it for the gram, and then constantly writing emails. I hate writing, to be honest with you. It's not my strength. And most importantly, you could do all of that without driving anywhere, vending everywhere, meaning setting up tables to vend and sell your products, and going back and forth. This is, very time consuming for me, right? Driving, spending money on gas just to break even. And here's what happened to me, right? There was a time, and I laugh at myself now, but there was a time I was so consumed with growing my following. And maybe you're here today, right? I thought that people with a lot of followers also made a lot of money online. That was my mentality. I said, okay, if you had 200,000 people following you or 1 million people following you, you have to be at least making money online, right? So I started spending all my time in the wrong places. I thought that, okay, Abu, spend your time, hashtagging 30 hashtags a post, right? So up until that point, I thought as your followers grew, your bank account somehow mysteriously grew as well. And I remember accounts that had 1 million following, 47 million following, right? 100 million following would DM me. And they would DM me asking me to help them monetize and make sales online. And I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean? Like, you should have $1 million in your bank account. You have 1 million people following you. And these accounts were not making any money. These are some of your favorite influencers, celebrities. And here they are in my DMs, in my emails, asking me to help them, and I had less than 1,000 people following me. And so this is what I learned. Again, some of you may have learned this a long time ago. Some of you may not have learned this yet. But what I learned is followers does not equal the money in your bank account, right? Again, your following does not equal the money in your bank account. And so the other thing that I learned is there's a difference between using the tools versus the tools using you. And what I mean by that is we spend all this time on social media. If you check your usage on Instagram, on Facebook, right, on your social platforms, you'll notice that we're spending 3.5, 4 hours, 6 hours even on these platforms, but we're not making any money, right? We're spending 6 hours of our day on Instagram, but we're not making any money. So I was like, wait a second, this makes no sense. And so until these companies began coming to me because they were not actually making any money online, this is when I learned, okay, it's not about growing your following, it's about something else. And others were finding this out too late. How many of you seen the article that came out with the Instagram star with 2 million followers who couldn't sell 36 t-shirts, right? And she blamed her friend. She said the people who I thought would support me really didn't share any of my posts. So here's someone that had 2 million followers, couldn't sell 36 t-shirts. And so other influencers, other companies, other brands are finding out it's just not enough to have followers, right? We need to do more. And so here's what I realized. Making money on social and online has nothing to do with your follower count. And I mean absolutely nothing. If there's anything you take away today, it has nothing to do, monetizing and follower count has nothing to do with one another. Monetizing has nothing to even do with how expensive your website is. Yes, I'm talking to you, that person that's spending $5,000, $20,000 on a website that you don't need to, right? And then monetizing has nothing to do with curating your Instagram feed. So I'm talking to you as well, that the group of people that spend their time trying to get the right lighting, right? Monetizing has nothing to do with that. And so here's the big secret, right? To make consistent and predictable income, you need to have something to sell. And that something could be a product or service. Again, you need to have something to sell. I don't care if you're an influencer. I don't care if you're a small business. You need to have something to sell. This is the only way that change a transaction of selling something for a transaction. So you need to have something to sell. And to drive visibility or traffic to your product or service, you need to be able to market or promote it, right? It's just not good enough, right, that we created the product. Like, I don't care you spent 6 months creating the product if you don't spend 6 months with that same level of energy and effort marketing it, right? So again, my mentor used to always tell me, a hit song isn't created, it's marketed. So it doesn't matter the length of time. Your customers don't care if you spent 2 years researching this and you created it. If you can't find them, they'll never know about you. And so again, you don't need 1 million followers. You just need to know how to find your audience online, resonate with them, and then turn them into your customers. So again, 2 big takeaways. In order to make money, you just need to find your ideal customer and have something to sell to them. So we start by learning to monetize on social from where you are. And so this is a timeline, a progression of my Instagram. Back when I had 1,700 people following me to when I had 15,000, right? Again, when I was growing, I thought, okay, let me keep growing my followers before I make my first dollar. But my mindset shifted. And so when I had 1,700 and below 1,700 people following me, I was making anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 additional a month. Again, $2,000 to $5,000 additional a month. Imagine if I would have capped myself and told myself, okay, I have to wait until I make, get 100,000 following in order to sell anything online, right? I would have left a lot of money on the table. So ask yourself, right? How much money am I leaving on the table today, right now? And remember, I mentioned if I didn't start monetizing when I had no following, I would have left $2,000 on the table each month. And over the span of 12 months, that's $24,000. And over the span of 3 years, that's $72,000. So that's a lot of money I would have left on the table because I had the mentality of, I need to have followers to make money. And so here's what happened. I knew how to find my customer. I had a system in place that generated new business. And then I had the skill to put the strategies in place to convert new business into sales. And so the purpose of this masterclass, and we're about to get started now. The purpose of this masterclass is to share the 4 keys to turning your products, your services, into a profitable online business that makes 5 figures per month, right? And then I'm going to walk you through a more effective way to approach your marketing and social media that's simple to follow and actionable. And then at the end of this, I'm going to explain how you can work alongside me to get more eyeballs and find more. So the big warning here, and I always, mention this, all of the things I'm going to say are going to contradict what you've learned up to this point, right? So the things that the things that the other coaches and all these individuals have been telling you, I'm going to contradict everything that you've learned. You're going to be looking at me sideways. You're like, wait a second. Wait, he told me I don't need this? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. So I'm going to contradict what you've learned up to this point and what you'll learn outside of our time here today. And I always joke around, but this is for mature audiences only. For example, I'm going to tell you that you don't need a fancy website. And you're going to look at me crazy, right? What do you mean I don't need to spend $5,000 on a website? I'm going to tell you that you don't need to post every day on Instagram, right? You could post once a day on Instagram and you're going to be like, what? How? I'm going to tell you, you don't even need to grow a large email list in order to monetize. I'm also going to tell you, you don't even need a vend, right? Setting up tables, doing all that. You don't need to do that. So listen, right? You're either going to love me or hate me by the end of this presentation. Again, you have to choose a side. You can't pick one. You can't pick both. You have to choose a side. So really quickly, if you could hear me, give me the number 3 in the chat. Just a gut check. Okay. I know some folks say it keeps cutting in and out. Hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. Awesome. Okay. That's interesting. Some folks say cutting in and out. Yeah, I'm not sure why that is. It's telling me I have 4 bars. Gotcha. Okay, hopefully it gets better. I'm gonna keep powering through this, but I hope it does get better. So you should leave now if you think you're gonna become a millionaire overnight, right? So for those of you that think that you're gonna become a millionaire overnight, that's actually not gonna happen. You should leave now if you're trying to get internet famous or go viral. What I teach, it's not about going viral. It's about monetizing and making sales. Notice how there's a difference. You should leave now if you think ads will take too much time or effort, right? You should leave now if you think you know everything already. You should especially not be if you know everything already. If you think that you're going to need expensive equipment, software, and you're going to get mad at me for giving you 45 minutes of my most profitable strategies over the last 10 years and then make you an offer at the end of this. And then the bonuses for staying until the end, there's a live Q&A session with me at the end, so you can ask your questions and I'll make sure to answer your questions that you have. There's also a replay of the presentation. If you stay until the end, you'll get a replay of the presentation that we're currently going through. And if you don't get that replay, just go ahead and shoot me an email at abu@poweryourlaunch.com. But again, if you stay to the end, you'll get that replay. So who is this, right? Why are you even here? Why are you listening to me? So give me the number 2 in the chat if you're here today because you've seen an ad of mine. Again, if you've seen an ad of mine, give me the number 2. Right, many of you seen an ad, that's why you're here today. So let's get this notion that, ads don't work, because you would have never met me. I would have never met you, right? You would have never been on this call if it wasn't for the ad that you saw. You clicked on that ad and you registered for this specific training. So who am I, right? My name is Abu. I've taught and trained well over 30,000 students online in 2018 around marketing and monetization. A few years ago, I used to run a marketing agency where I help clients go from 0 to 100,000 each month. I've coached and trained clients who've made more than $3 million in sales. And I used to work out on Wall Street, right, where I helped launch a $20 million product. So that's a little bit of background around me. But I created my first ad back in 2008, and I've been strategizing and making money since before my college days. If you ask anyone about me, they'll always tell you, Abu's been straight hustling. And so this is me at Facebook and Instagram's headquarters in San Francisco. I think this was almost 6 or 7 years ago. And at this point, I'd already made over 10,000 selling one product in 30 days. Again, I was utilizing ads for a really long time now. I've done a lot of things right, but I've also done a lot of things wrong as well. And I mean a lot of things. And this is one of my favorite, memes, Homer going back into the bush. Teresa, at that time, it was a t-shirt company that I was running. So this is me in June 2012. I was in my college dorm selling t-shirts, right? And the way I would sell t-shirts is I would look for events that were happening in the local area or in cities next to where I went to university. I would then call the venue to see if I could vend at their event. I would pack up my car with clothes. I would drive 3.5, 4 hours. I would unpack my car. I would set up my booth, and then I would just pray that I broke even at the and whether that's driving 3.5 hours, whether that's talking to 1,000 people, right? So I had a very manual way of selling. So when you're in business, and you'll probably relate to this, a lot of times the consistency is because you don't have new business constantly coming in. So it's a very manual way of getting your customers. And so I was working 40 hours a week at this time. I was selling my products for $15 to $25. I was making $100 to $200 a week. At this point, remember, I was a college student. I thought this was a lot of money, right? Making $200 a week. But the issue was that money went to gas, it went to tolls, it went to me eating something. So I wasn't actually making any money, and I had no way of actually selling. And then I learned about this underground world, right? I learned about this thing called ads, how you could reach people that weren't in the same city as you, how you could reach people that were on the other side of the world. And I didn't quite understand it, but I was like, wait, so you're telling me I could be in university and I could reach people, I went to Penn State undergrad, so I could reach people in LA, right, that go to Stanford. Wait, I could reach people in the UK. Wait, what is ads? Can you tell me more about it? And so I started learning about it. And my first few attempts were not successful. I actually lost $10,000 trying to do it myself. And that $10,000 that I lost, I laugh about this now, but it was not funny back then, was money that was in my savings. And I didn't tell my mom about. So you could only imagine how that conversation went. But here's what I learned, because what I learned was even more valuable. I learned, right, how not to lose $10,000 again. I learned I actually didn't know how to run ads. hence the amount of money that I lost. So I began running ads for free for other businesses in my town, trying to learn it even more. I'm talking about retail companies, beauty services, education, courses, events, right? Studios. I saw someone mention yoga studios, gyms. I was running ads for everyone because when I ran out of my own money, I still wanted to learn it. So I started using other people's money to get them results and success. And so 4 months later, I made my first $3,000, right, by spending $1,000 on ads. 6 months later, I had my first $10,000 month, spending $1,800 on ads. So here I was, my back up against the wall. I saw this skill set and I saw the opportunity, and I said, you know what, I need to learn this skill, because if I learn this skill, I'll then, and if I master it, the opportunity to earn, to not only market my product, but to help other people market theirs are high. And so here's what I want you to know. I did this without an email list, writing blog posts, and a social media following. Again, I was working 2 part-time jobs. I was still in college, right? And I was also taking 30 credits a semester, which I do not recommend anyone to do. I was a different type of student. So I was taking 30 credits a semester while doing all of this. So I did not have time, right? I was in between my classes running ads. In fact, it got to the point, I remember approaching my college professor and telling him, hey, I'm making all this money online, like I don't know what to do. And the first thing he asked was, is this legal? I was like, does it matter? And so here I was in between classes, pockets of time, running ads and reaching my audience no matter where they were in the world. And then the ascension came. I was being featured on Business Insider, Philadelphia Inquirer. The company that I started with $1,500 now was making between $6,000 to $30,000 a month as a 21-year-old college student. So here I was as a 21-year-old college student making $6,000 to $30,000 a month selling T-shirts. And everyone wanted to meet this 21-year-old, right? There's Damon John and Shark Tank and FUBU. There's John Legend. And I thought we made it. I was about to drop out of school. I was like, I made it. I hit the pinnacle. I hit the peak. And then we grew exponentially. It went from me to almost 16 employees, right? We grew really, really fast. And I was driving all of this visibility and sales by using Facebook ads, by using Instagram ads. And it was like having your own personal sales team, right? Because again, I was in between classes. It was just me at a certain point, and I was running these ads and I was making sales. People thought I was a big company, but it was just me to begin with. And here's what I learned. It's not the ads that wasn't working. It was the person running the ads. And so a lot of times when the ads don't work, we say, okay, it's the ads' fault. But we never say, wait a second, I actually don't know how to do this. Therefore, it's actually my fault, right? We actually never think like that. And so so it doesn't matter what you run. It won't work consistently unless you know what you're doing. Just think about your own business. If someone that had no idea what you did came in tomorrow to run your business, they would not run it as effective as you do. Because, you did the work. You understand it. You learned how to do it. And so a lot of times when I see people saying ads don't work, it's not really ads that don't work, right? It's the person running the ads that doesn't quite understand how to do it. So here's a remember, for the longest amount of time, the way companies, right, gathered market research is that they spent millions, if not billions of dollars. And this millions and billions of dollars, they collected data, and this data belonged to them. So Abu couldn't access this data. But then Facebook came around, Instagram came around, and they said everything people like, comment, right? We're going to share that data. So not only Coca-Cola has this data, but the entrepreneur could have this data. The solopreneur could have this data, right? Patrice could have this data. And so what they did was they gave us access to data. And remember, the money is in the data. Now, they said it's up to us if we use it or not. but we gave them access. It's up to them if they use it or not. The other thing was the low barrier to entry. Before I was making 6 to 30K a month, all I needed was $1 a day, right? Again, with ads on Facebook and Instagram, all I needed was $1 a day. So it was a very low barrier to entry. And then the last part was I could work from anywhere, right? We're living in this digital age where we sell things, right? Direct to consumer. Over 90% of people buy things from their mobile phone. So I could work from anywhere. And so I could live this laptop lifestyle. And I did this, right? And I did while living my best life. If you follow me on social today, you'll notice I'm always traveling, living my best life in a hoodie. And so there's me in Paris. There's me at the Taj Mahal, me in Rome, Italy, and me at the Palm Springs over in California. But I didn't just stop there. And I've been able to teach other business owners how to have success using my strategies. And I mean a lot of business owners, and you may even recognize some of these individuals like Cece the Six-Figure Chick, Maya, Emily De La Cruz, right? Regina by Regina.com, right? So there's a lot of different business founders that I've been able to help grow their business by running ads. And so here's an example of one. Here's Chanel. She's the founder of a skincare company catered to helping women of color feel confident in their own skin. And so our conversation, when she approached me about ads, joining, the program, she says, I want more women to know there's a product out here for them, but I need a strategy to reach more people who are not my friends or family, right? So she couldn't get beyond her friend and family. So at that time, she was making $300 a month in sales. And when we started working together, and in just 3 months, they were able to get their products in front of the right audience to drive sales. So they were spending $500 a month, and they made $15,000 in that 3-month period, right? So that was an increase from $300 a month. And here's Tanya Rapley. She's a millennial finance expert who had launched a self-published book. And she told me, I want to make sure this launch goes as planned. I feel overwhelmed because there's a lot of moving pieces at the moment. How am I going to sell all these books? So when we started working together, when she launched her book and started driving ads behind her book, in just 24 hours, she became a #1 bestseller on Amazon by spending $200 a month, and she sold over 1,000 books a month. And here's Khalil and Kiara, who are real estate agents, and they created an online program to teach others about entering into the real estate space. So they had an expertise, and they said, you know what, let's create a course, and then let's sell this to individuals. Therese says, I know them. So our conversation, she said, we want to reach more people. I know what we create is really good, but when it comes to the ad stuff, it's really confusing for us. I need someone to hold our hands and walk us through it. And so at that time, she had no strategy. So when we started working together, and in their first launch, this was back in March, I remember it, they exceeded expectations. They made over $25,000 in 30 days. And they only spent $100 on ads. So talk about return on investment. And here's Yaya. She's a women's professional coach, and she teaches women how to live their best life in both professionally, right, and as a partner and in a relationship. So she said, Abu, I'm making sales, but it's exhausting. It was exhausting for her because it was very manual. And she says, I have a family and I want to spend more time with them, and I need to find a more automated way to find the right customer. So when we started working together, she is a coach and she coaches people, right? So she sells coaching packages. She has a 3-month coaching package and a 6-month coaching package. And she sold her 3-month coaching package and made $13,000, right, for her 3-month coaching program, as spending $181. And then here's Imani. Imani, she's the founder of the Creative Collective, right, which curates brave spaces for creatives of color. They run a huge conference called CultureCon each year in New York. So she needed to find a way to sell more tickets to her event. So she started utilizing Facebook and Instagram ads to get in front of the right people ready to buy. So they spent $3,500 on ads, that's $3,500, and they made $55,000 of ticket sales. Again, $3,500, and they made $55,000 of ticket sales. Melody says, I've seen the Culture Con ad actually. Well, Melody, this is where they created it. And then here's another example of Alexis. Alexis sells hair. Alexis sells hair, and she's the founder of Coco and Bliss Beauty, which is a hair extension company. So she spent $70 on ads, and she made over $740. This was her first ads that she ever ran. She spent $70 to make $740 running ads. And prior, as you can see in this text, she had hired an agency, and it took them 2.5 months to make 5 sales, right? And then one day, right, it took her 2 days actually to make $740. And then here's Brittany. Have you guys ever been to an escape room where you go and you solve different activities? So Brittany runs an escape room. It's called Hours to Escape Room. And she needs to find a way, right? She needed to find a way to pack her brick and mortar location so she would have constantly new business coming in. So her first ads that she ran, she literally ran this last week. She spent $20 on ads, and she made $283. She booked a session. So here's Brittany using a brick and mortar and running ads to it in order to get people to convert. And so the one question I always get is, will this work for my business? Right? Well, I just showed you 6, if not 7 different industries and 7 different entrepreneurs as well. So ads work for any business that needs visibility, right? You need to get people aware of what you do. You need to generate new leads. You need to get those people interested in what you do. And you need to close. You need to make sales. So again, any industry. So learning ads is learning a skill, right? Again, learning ads is learning a skill. So you can use the skill to monetize your own business, or you can help monetize someone else's business as well. So here's how ads worked for me. So from January 14th to May 14th of this year, I spent $3,900 on ads, and I made $99,000 back in return, right? My return on investment was $99,000. And so from May 15th to June 15th, then it took me 30 days. I spent $7,000, and I made $102,000. If you follow me on Instagram, I lay out these case studies of how I did this exactly. So you can find out more about these on my Instagram. I literally laid it out step by step how I did it because I documented it. So again, I've been able to use ads to grow my business, right, in a way where I'm spending less time focused on the day-to-day and more times focused on driving sales. And so how did I go from, this college student taking 30 credits, working 2 part-time jobs, vending by cold calling and sending emails, where I had no way of actually selling, to now being able to travel, to run a more efficient business, being able to work from anywhere because I know how to drive visibility and get in front of my ideal customers. And I have a way, way, way more efficient way of selling. Way, way more. So if you're ready for this masterclass, this training to begin, chat "let's go" in all caps. Give me a "let's go" in all caps, and we can get started. So how to promote your product and services into a profitable business. And are you ready to put in place a system that will help you grow to 5 figures a month? Remember, I started with no email list, no big audience, no prior marketing education, and not a lot of time either. So the first secret we're going to talk about is how to select a promotional strategy that's guaranteed to drive visibility to your offer, even if you don't have a large email list or followers. We're going to talk about how to launch your 5-figure ad in just one day. We're going to talk about how to build an audience that converts to customers. And then we're going to talk about how to put your ads on autopilot to make sales. So secret number 1, how to select a promotional strategy that's guaranteed to monetize your offer, even if you don't have a large email list or followers. So most people think that you need a large email list or get a lot of followers before you can make money online. Give me the number 2 in the chat if you also thought this at some point, right? I need a lot of followers. I need a large email list. Other people think that you need to post every day in order to be more visible on social media to get people to notice and follow you. So give me the number 3 in the chat if you also thought this, that you need to post every day, or you think this now. And so here's what happens when you think that. You actually prolong getting paid, and essentially you leave a whole ton of money on the table because you decided to focus on non-revenue generating activities. Someone give me an amen. You're focused on non-revenue generating activities, and we'll talk about that. So don't get me wrong, these are promotional strategies, right? Growing an email list, posting every day. These are promotional strategies. But to believe when you hit a magical number, your bank account will magically grow is a false narrative, right? Trust me, I know. To believe that when you hit a certain follower count, your bank account will grow, that's a false narrative. And in fact, most people focus on the wrong activities. Again, most people focus on the wrong activities, such as writing blog posts, curating their Instagram feed, growing their email list unintentionally, going live every day with no strategy, linking, right? Those people that want to link with no purpose, and making pretty websites. Instead, you need to focus on how can I begin monetizing my business now from day one. And I'm here to tell you that you can do that without an email list, without a large following, without an expensive website as well. There's money out here on these online streets, and you're too busy walking all around it, right? My friend Emily De La Cruz always tells me that. Spending time trying to grow an email list, hashtagging your way, spending unnecessary money on a website and software. In order to begin making sales, you need to make a sale. In order to monetize, you need to make sales repeatedly. Most people can make a sale, but not everyone can do it consistently. Does that make sense? Give me a 5 in the chat if you're with me, right? And so what exactly is the difference between making a sale and monetizing? Well, let's clear something up. There's a big difference between making a sale and monetizing, right? And here's the difference. Making a sale is simple. You find someone that is willing to purchase from you, and you sell them that item or service. Making a sale is about finding anyone that is willing to buy, and this can even be your friends and family. But often, making a sale feels like a one-time transaction because you may not be confident that it'll happen again. On the other hand, monetizing is a bit more challenging. It requires you to have systems and strategies in place in order to make it repeatable. Monetizing is about finding not anyone, but someone specific that is not willing but is ready to buy. This could be your friends and family, but typically this is an ideal customer. Again, typically this is an ideal customer. Monetizing is about leading your customers through a journey to get them to purchase, and the next customer through that same journey as well. So it's about having a system in place. So again, what's the difference? Making a sale is not repeatable. It's occasional, and it's good fortune. Sometimes you don't even know how it happened, or it's your friends and family supporting you. Monetizing is about systems and strategies. It's about repeatable sales. It consists of funnels, email sequences, and copy, and is focused on using the tools to your advantage, the Instagram, the Facebook, your website. It's a lot more scalable. So why is monetizing important? Without it, you have to be in your business, and you know that it takes time for working on your business. Sales don't come in consistently, they come in sporadically, and then you feel overwhelmed, right? And at the end of the month, you feel like you want to give up because you feel like you did a lot of work, but the money that came in does not equate. So which one of these should you build your business on? Making a sale or monetizing? This is a heat check. See if you're still with me. Which one of these should you build your business around? Monetizing. Okay, y'all smart or whatever. Okay. So once you understand your objective, it's a lot easier to select a promotional strategy that's going to get you there. And your promotional strategy should be around monetization. And we monetize by using Facebook and Instagram ads. This allows us to drive traffic to our offer, generate new leads, and convert those leads, right, those people that are coming in, into customers. And we use it by creating a system that we could put on autopilot to do all of this for us. So the reason why we run Facebook and Instagram ads is because between both platforms, they have about 3 billion monthly active users. Now, there's only 7 billion people in the world, and almost half of them are on Facebook or Instagram. So now we know, okay, our customer, our audience, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. And then 75% of Instagram users take an action when they see an ad. That's why most of you are here today, because you've seen an ad and you've taken an action. And then over a third of Instagram users also go on to purchase their product via mobile as well. And so remember, Facebook and Instagram ads work across any industry or niche. You don't need a huge budget to get started. And in fact, you can start on a tiny budget and still grow your email list and sales. So let me show you what I mean. Let's get into some examples. So meet Jess. Jess is a fashion designer. She's based in LA. Jess has been running an online boutique for a few years now. And Jess is a straight boss. Offers design as a services, and she also runs a huge conference. And so Jess runs an online fashion boutique. It's a women's ready-to-wear luxury brand. It's called Irregular Exposure. And Irregular Exposure, this is her online fashion boutique that she's been running. And so this is how Jess drove people to her online boutique. When she spoke at panels, she would give a shout out to her boutique and tell people to go buy. Vending opportunities, right? When she went to go vend, she would go set up tables, and then constantly posting on Instagram. And Jerry says, I know that business. So Jerry, I'm sure you've seen Irregular Exposure, but this is the marketing activities that she did, right? So someone earlier said marketing is expensive, but let's talk about the time that we're spending. Time is expensive, right? If you're spending time speaking at panels and then that's the only way you make sales, that's a problem. If you're vending by, finding opportunities that are 3 hours away from you, that's a 6-hour flight, that's a problem. That's expensive. If you're constantly posting on Instagram, spending 6 hours a day, that's a problem. That's expensive, right? Because you're spending your time doing these things. And so here was my conversation with Jess. And Dominique says, that's my coach who brags about you. And so Jess says, right, Abu, this is too much for me, constantly having to post, sell all the time. The work never stops. The sales I'm making doesn't equal the effort that I'm putting in. Plus, I have 3 other businesses I run. I really need to find an easier way to sell. And my favorite line from her was, are you sure ads will work for this type of business? I was looking at Jess, like, come on. So Jess began using ads in her business. And so here were her results after the first month. She spent $378 and she made $5,200. And what we're looking at right now, where this data is coming from, is her Ads Manager dashboard, which we'll jump into in a little bit. So the Ads Manager dashboard. So we see the amount spent. That's the amount of money she spent on the ads, the add to cart, the amount of people who added the product to cart, initiated checkouts initiated, the amount of people that started typing in their information. Website purchase is the amount of people that actually purchased, and purchase conversion value means what's the value of the purchase. So 10 people bought, and we made $827 from those 10 people. And so she spent $378, and she made $5,200 back. results after the first 30 days. Here were her results after the second month, the next 30 days. She spent $691 and she made $5,000. So again, she spent $691 and she made $5,000. So that means in her first 60 days, she spent $1,000 to make $10,000. So you have to ask yourself, as a CEO of your business, is this a good return on investment on my money? I spent $1,000, I make $10,000. I would say yes, right? And so 4 months later, she spent $4,000 to make $37,000. Again, she spent $4,000 to make $37,000. So this would happen 4 months later. Again, we can look at the columns, amount spent, the amount of money she made back. And here's some things you didn't know, right? Jess spent a total of 8 hours creating those ad campaigns. Jess wasn't even in the country. Matter of fact, she was in China living her best life. And that's a photo of Jess on the left in China living her best life. And Jess began using ads as her sales team. She had more time on her hands to expand her business rather than be focused on the day-to-day. So that's Jess at a gala. That's Jess with her group of her girlfriends. And Jess's product became so popular that Fashion Nova tried to copy it. Right? So that's Fashion Nova. And I always joke around and say, you know you made it when Fashion Nova tries to copy you, right? And so Jess was running a really successful product business, right? She was selling these clothes online and she was making money from it as well. And so ask yourself and be honest. Do you have a strategy in place that generates leads for you consistently when you take off time from work, right? Alicia says no. And be honest, this is a no judgment zone. Do you have a strategy in place that gets you paid without you having to constantly sell all the time? If you went to China tomorrow, like Jess did, would your business still be operating and bringing in sales? So what I want you to remember is that we are using ads because we're looking to replace how we generate new business. So again, Jess is using ads to replace all the amount of time she was using speaking on panels to sell, all the amount of time she was doing vending at panel, right? We're looking to replace our effort it takes to get sales by putting ourselves in a position to get in front of more people, right? The objective is to always be driving in people that don't know who we are, because that's the only way we start scaling our business, by bringing in more sales, is from people that don't know who we are. And we want to get back in front of our audience by retargeting and increasing our chances of the sale. And we'll talk a little bit about retargeting in a short bit. Secret number 2, how so most people think that you need to have a lot of money in order to see any type of significant results from running ads. Give me the number 4 in the chat if you also thought this, right? That you need to be spending all this money in order to see any results. Other people think that you need to have a professional photo, professional copywriter, or an ads manager to see any type of results, right? Give me the number 5 in the chat if you thought this, right? You need to be photo shoot fresh, looking like wealth, right? So here's what happens when you think that. Melody's saying, stop rapping the booth. You never start, right? When you think that, you never start. You begin creating reasons that are far from the truth. And you hinder yourself, but most importantly, you hinder your business. So we're not in business to be in the same place. We're in business to grow and to grow our sales as well. Felicia says I sound like Jay-Z. So remember that ad campaign we just saw from Jess, right? In her first 60 days, she spent $1,000 to make $10,000. Y'all remember this? Right. So here's something you probably didn't know. Jess spent only $5 a day to achieve those results. Yes, I said $5 to achieve those results. And let's take a look at her first sale. So Jess's first day of running ads, which was February 25th of 2019, she spent $1.57 to make $85. So her first $5, when $1.57 went out of her account of $5, right? So that means she had $3.50 left. Her first $1.50, she made $85. So again, we could look at the dashboard, right? Numbers don't lie, right? Numbers don't lie. So here was the amount she spent, the link clicks, how many people clicked the ad, how many people landing page views landed on the website, how many people added her product to her cart, how many people initiated checkout, and the amount of people that went through and finalized purchase, and then that one sale was an $85 dress that she was selling. So again, we could look at this thing from end to end. Her first $5, she didn't even spend the whole $5. She had $3.50 left. She spent $1.57, and she made $85. And so, again, you have to ask yourself, is this a good ROI? And so when we make $85, what do we do next? We don't take it and go to Popeyes, right? We don't take it and, go to a nice dinner, a nice steak dinner. We take that $85 and we put it back in the business. Kelly, you're right. Right, we put it back in the business. Melody, no, we do not get no spicy chicken sandwich. We reinvest it. And so when we saw that she spent $1,000 to make $10,000, right, we have to realize she took that $85 and she put it back in her business until she made that $10,000, until she hit that $1,000 and made $10,000. And so here's something you probably didn't know. So Jess tried running ads before we ever met. Before I ever met Jess, she tried running ads herself. And for those of you that said you know her, go ask her about the stories that she has with running ads herself. She spent about $3,000 on ads, and she was spending $3,000 a week and had no success. She was making 0 sales. And then after working with me, her first $1.57, she made $85 in sales. So how did she go about building her first 5-figure campaign so quick? So how do you go about launching your 5-figure ad? So in order to run 5-figure campaigns, you need to understand your unique perspective, and we'll talk a little bit about that. You need to also understand your objective. Leads, what am I driving? Leads, sales, conversions, views, engagement. And then, of course, in order to get the 5 figures, we first need to just make a sale, right? We can't get to 4 figures, 3 figures, 2 figures without making a sale or capturing a lead. And most importantly, you need to create an ad that resonates with your audience. There's another thing that you take away from this. In order to sell something, you need to resonate. If you can't resonate with your audience, you'll never be able to sell that product. You'll never be able to sell that service. And so the first thing I want you to understand is that you bring a unique perspective to your business. You understand the value that you bring to your customers and how it's different from what's already out there. You're in business today, or you have this idea to go in business because you think that you could do it better. You think that you could deliver a better customer service. You think that you could create something better, and so you are already looking at the things that differentiate you. But it's your responsibility to convey your message in a way that resonates with your customer. So again, it's not your customer's job to know what you do. It's your job to relate and resonate with your customer. And so again, when you leave it up to your customer to try to figure out what you do, that's where you don't have the success. And so let's take a look at an example. Meet Maya. Maya is a content strategist. She's based in ATL, and she's a business owner. Maybe message up into a powerful content to build an impactful online brand. So once Maya understood her unique perspective, right, she was like, okay, this is what I do really well. This is what I do better than everyone else in the market. This is my unique selling point. When she realized that, she also then thought, okay, what's my customers' pain points, right? What are they struggling with most right now? And so once Maya understood what she wanted to offer, right? She said, this is what I do really well. And then she aligned it with, well, what do my customers want right now, right? What are they struggling with the most, right? So once she understood what they were struggling with the most, she decided to create a $9 product, right? She would sell a product for $9. And you're like, wait, why did she sell it for so low? So here's what happened when she was selling this $9 product. She made her first sale. She made her second sale, right? She made 5 figures. She made over $10,000 selling a $9 product. Again, she made $10,000 spending a $9 product. So what did Maya's 5-figure ad look like? This is it. This is her ad that you see on the screen right now, that she made $10,000 in a month selling a $9 product. So notice how this ad is not fancy. She recorded this in her living room on her iPhone, right? On her iPhone, on her phone is how she recorded this video. And you can see the ad is nothing fancy. But the copy talks to her audience. It says, hey, I know you're struggling here. I understand your pain point. Let me resonate with you so you know that I know where you're coming from. So now let me sell to you, right? Since you know, I understand exactly what you're going through. And so what makes an ad effective then? So understanding that everything that makes up the ad is important. So we know it's an ad when we see the sponsored message on the upper left-hand corner. And then we have our asset, whether it's a photo, whether it's a video. And then we have the action, learn more, sign up, shop now. And then we have the copy, right? How are we resonating with our ideal customer? So how can you go about building your ad today? Well, it's important for me to tell you that Facebook knows everything about you. They know everything. Everything you like, you comment, you engage with. Facebook stores this information. And if you didn't know, Facebook owns Instagram. So this applies to Instagram as well. And all this data is accessible in the Facebook Ads Manager. From there, you can run ads on both Instagram and Facebook as well. How many of you all knew that Facebook owns Instagram? Give me the number 1 in the chat if you knew Facebook owns Instagram. Okay, awesome. So what does the Ads Manager look like? So this is the Facebook Ads Manager. And from here, you can run ads on both Facebook and Instagram. Again, on the Facebook Ads Manager, you can run ads to both Facebook and Instagram. So this may look like a different language to you right now because you don't really understand the data, you don't understand the columns, but it will get clear to you as well. So in the Ads Manager, this is where we come to find if our ad was working or not. So when people run ads and they're like, well, I don't know if it worked. Well, did you go to your Ads Manager? Well, if you didn't go to your Ads Manager, that's one way to not know if it worked or not. So the Ads Manager gives us data back on our ads that we're running. And it tells us, okay, your ad is working or your ad isn't working. And so we run our ads from the Ads Manager. So from here on out, I don't want you to click that boost button on Facebook, that promote button on Instagram. Those are actually the least effective ways to run ads because they're limiting. They don't allow you to target a lot of people. The Ads Manager is like a buffet. You go in there and you have unlimited options. Running ads from the mobile app is like going to a restaurant that only has 5 options. Right, a late night menu. And so Ann says the boost button is a waste of money. Right. And so we want to run ads from the Ads Manager. And so we'll click the green button on the left side, and when we click create, we go into the ads process. So the first step of the process is selecting your objective. What is our objective in running the ads? And so another way to look at this is, what do you want to optimize for? And so in Facebook, there are many objectives. We could run an objective around brand awareness. What about traffic, engagement, and even conversions? And the way to think about this is based on the objective we select, Facebook treats the ad differently. For example, if I'm Coca-Cola, I know people don't buy Coca-Cola cans via online. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a lot of money on brand awareness. So when they are somewhere, they're at a restaurant or they're at a store, what they're going to do is think about Coca-Cola because they've been seeing my ads all the time, and then they're going to buy Coca-Cola at the store. Versus if I tell Facebook, hey, find people to engage with me, people that they could talk to. If I select conversions, conversions is saying, okay, we want sales. So instead of talking to everyone, just talk to people that got money in Facebook. And you're asking, well, how does Facebook know this? Facebook knows everything, right? That's the premise. Facebook knows everything. And so the first step is selecting your objective. The second step is defining your targeting. So who are you targeting? And so there's demographics and then there's psychographics. And there's going to be a targeting demo at the end of this training if you stick around. And we'll dive deeper into targeting. And then the third step is creating your ad, right? What's your creative? Right? So what's the asset, the video, the photo? What's the URL link? Right? Where are we sending people to? What's the call to action as well? Right? So the third step of creating your ad is actually the creative. And you have to remember, the third step is a part of targeting as well. Because you wouldn't have clicked on my ad if it resonated with you. My image, my photo acted as a filter to resonate with you. The reason how I targeted you is that I targeted entrepreneurs, I targeted people that like Shark Tank, right? But there's a lot of people that watch Shark Tank. There's a lot of entrepreneurs. But based on my copy and based on my image and photo or video, you clicked on it because it resonated with you. So in every target, there are segments. In every targeting group, there are segments, and we filter those segments by the asset that we put in front of the segment. Someone give me an amen, man. Ooh. Side note, again, if you stick to the end of this presentation, I'm going to do a demo, a live campaign from start to finish. So the key takeaways up to this point: you don't need a professional photo shoot, right, to create 5-figure ads. You need to focus on creating clear messages that your audience can relate to drive urgency. And working alongside me, this is what I teach in my program that I'll tell you a little bit more about at the end of this presentation. Secret number 3, how to build an audience that converts to customers. So most people think that everyone is their audience, and I see you laughing and nodding your head. Therefore, they should market to everyone. And here's what happens when you think that. You never make any sales. Those who market to everyone miss everyone. And the most successful ads have a specific target. It's not only good to know the demographics, but the psychographics. Right? Remember, Facebook knows and Instagram knows everything about us. So what does it mean to have a specific target? This means knowing the exact makeup of your target, right? And this means narrowing down, right? Yes, I just said the N-word, narrowing down. I see some of y'all running, right, when we talk about narrowing down and niching down. Give me the letter N in the chat if you're with me. So marketing starts with your customers, and every marketing strategy should start with your customer base. Who are the people using your product? What do these individuals value? What do they feel? What products are they currently using? What will it take to sign them on as paying customers, right? So which person is easier to target? This is another heat check, right? Gut check. Person number 1 or person number 2? Person number 1 loves watching sports. They don't mind playing sports. They may like basketball. They read The Atlantic. Person number 2 loves watching the Golden State Warriors. Their favorite player is Steph Curry. They read ESPN. Which person is easier to target? And the correct answer is person number 2, because we've defined them. We've gotten specific. We started understanding their psychographics, and now it's easier to target their characteristics and what they enjoy. So what did we just learn? there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all customer, right? Your buyers are diverse, and they'll demonstrate their own unique preferences, personality traits, and needs. So the first part of targeting is finding, converting customers, is defining who they are. But there's another part that people always miss. The second part of building an audience that converts into customers relies on you knowing where your customer is along the journey. So your customers are on a journey, and how you greet them when they're ready makes all the difference. So this is something that I created. It's called the Customer Placement Map. And the big question here is, how are you going to market differently to each customer based on where they are along the journey to buy from you? What most entrepreneurs make the mistake of, they take one marketing strategy and they try to market to everyone using that same strategy. You can't do that. That's ineffective marketing. You need to market to people based on where they are along the journey to you. So someone that has no idea who you are, you shouldn't be telling them to buy now, right? They don't even know you, right? They have no idea who you are. Someone that's purchased from you, you shouldn't be telling them about the history of your company. They already know that. They've done their due diligence already. Right? Not because you don't want to do the work and you're just lazy and you're like, no, I'm just going to do one thing to reach everyone. That's why your marketing isn't working currently. Right? You have this one blanket strategy to try to reach everyone, and that doesn't work, right? That doesn't work. So once we know who we are targeting and where they are along the journey, it makes it easier to find converting customers. So this makes it very easy when we begin targeting our ideal audience in Facebook. So you can have the best image copy, but if you're targeting the wrong audience, then it doesn't really matter. Right? So there's targeting on Facebook, there's custom audiences, and there's detailed targeting. And so let's talk about custom audiences for a second. And did you know, when it comes to targeting, you could target people who follow you on Instagram. You could target people who don't follow you on Instagram. These are folks that land on your page and they don't click that follow button, but they're lurking on your page. I call these folks lurkers. You could target people who visited your website. You could target people who are on your email list. And why would you want to run an ad to people on your email list? It's because emails have a low open rate. But we know they're going to be on Instagram later on, scrolling at night, right? We're sitting in their bed, scrolling through the gram, scrolling through Facebook. So we run ads to our email list to get back in front of our audience. You could target people who watched videos of yours. You could even target your competitors and favorite brands as well. But there's also another part when it comes to targeting as well. So again, the first part of targeting is converting customers, is defining who they are. The second part is knowing where they are along the journey. And then the third part of marketing is getting back in front of your audience. And this is what I call retargeting. So have you ever been to a website to buy something? Then when you leave, that thing is following you everywhere? How many of y'all has this happened to? Give me the number 6 in the chat if you know what I mean. You went to buy something and you're like, oh my God, this is magic, right? How do they know? Well, let me tell you something. It's not magic, right? It's called retargeting. It's called retargeting. And so did you know that 2% of website users purchase their first time? Right? Jamaica says the feds. So did you know 2% of website users purchase the first time? That means when people go to your website, only 2% of them are buying the first time. So this is a very low number. So what happens to the other 98% of people that are going to your website? Well, they're buying on their second time, their third time, their fourth time, their fifth, their sixth, their seventh, their eighth. They're buying on the other times that you're getting back in front of them. Many of us have been running a business and we've never even followed up with our customer. We're like, oh, I have their email. I don't want to annoy them. Well, why do you have their email? You know? And so we have to realize that people buy, they don't buy their first time. You have to follow up. You have to make the sales by following up. You think about Amazon, you think about Target, they make 80% of their money, their sales, through retargeting, right? That's why those ads are following you, is because they work. They know they're going to get the sale. That's why they're following you. Secret number 4, right? How to put your ads on autopilot to make sales and let your sales team do all the work. So most people think that you could just run ads and forget it. And that's not completely true. Ads only work as much as the funnel you've built. And when you think of autopilot, it means having a system in place that could run without you. And that system is only as good as the funnels that you have in place. So again, ads enhance the funnels that you've built. And what is a funnel exactly? Right? A funnel is a series of steps that lead our audience to an objective. Right? So again, a funnel, if we think about an offline funnel, if we're sitting on our couch and we get an email from Target and it's saying Target has 50% off sales, we get in our car, we drive to Target, we go buy that thing, and then we buy a bunch of things on our way to the register. We then check out. Well, that was Target's objective of sending us that email, is to get us into the store to buy. So that's a funnel. That's an offline funnel. An online funnel works very similar, right? We have our online store, because to run ads, we need to run ads to somewhere, right? We need to run ads to somewhere because we need an e-commerce or some place where we're creating a transaction where people can buy from us. So we have our website, the journey our audience goes through to purchase, and then our audience turns into customers. This is an online funnel. So we create our funnel by defining the objective as well. And the objective of the funnel that we're seeing is for sales. So not until we build a funnel can we think about using ads to put it on autopilot as well. So these are the ads. So we have the basic funnel, and now what we're doing is we're using ads to enhance the funnel. So let's take a look at another example. Remember Chanel, the founder of Base Butter? So reflection of who they are and how they feel. And so how do you go about building a funnel for someone in the beauty industry? This is how they did it. So they learned ads as a skill, and they said, you know what, let's do it this way. And so the first thing they did was they created an ad, and the ad said, is your skincare routine working? So this was the ad on the left-hand side, right, that they started with. And so the ad said, is your skincare routine working? And what they wanted to do is they wanted to understand their customers better. And this ad was positioned to find people that were avid skincare users or people that didn't really know a lot about skincare, and they wanted to find a routine that worked for them. And so the first thing they did was they created a quiz, and they said, you know what, we want to learn more about our audience, so let's create a quiz. And I said, hey, why don't y'all add a special discount at the end of your quiz and give people who go through this quiz a 20% discount to go purchase your skincare products. And so here's what happened. Base Butter generated over 200 new leads to their business a week. 60 of those new leads used the 20% discount code to purchase a product. So what was happening was a 2-for-1. Not only were they getting new leads and email addresses and names, but they were also making sales from those leads because they were offering a discount at the end of the quiz. So Base Butter made an additional $1,200 per week. And by the way, they were only spending $15 on ads a week. So people are talking about breaking the bank. If you know, and if you have the skill set of running ads, you run effective ads, right? So they were spending $15 a week to generate $1,200 per week. So the 3 important things to remember: funnels do the actual work, ads enhance the funnel, and you use ads to put your funnel on autopilot and then to scale. So there's a bonus training, and I just created this bonus training recently because I wanted to really show you the power of understanding the data and the numbers behind running ads. So there are those who run ads, And then there are those who don't know what happened. And many of you may be in the category of I don't know what happened. And so quite often it's because they don't know how to understand the data that they get back. So let's go through a quick exercise, right? So let's take a look at the Ads Manager dashboard. So we have 4 columns: results, cost per result, amount spent, and the amount of money we made, right? Purchase conversion value. So we can see the first column, we made 7 sales at $19. We spent $138 and we generated $1,000. So when people ask you what's your cost per acquisition for this first campaign in the first column, in the first row, it's $19. The second row, it's $7.28. So total, we spent $650 to generate $7,800 in this business that we see currently. And so in this one, we spent $691. I'm meant to make $5,000. So let's take a look at the columns and let's plug in some numbers as well. So let's say we spent $100 on ads, 50 people added the product to cart, 20 people initiated checkout, and 0 people bought. Is that a good return on investment? Give me a yes or no. If we spent $100 and made 0 sales, right? Kelly's like no. Melody's like no. Teresa's like no. Okay. Y'all smart. Okay. So what if the product was $25? We spent $100. We made 1 sale, and we made $25. Jerry says, heck no. Okay. Teresa says no. Okay. So what if we made 4 sales? So what if we spent $100, we made 4 sales, and we broke even? Is this a good ROI? Yes or no? Latoya says it's the start, and you're exactly right, Latoya, because we haven't lost any money, and what we gained was even greater, right? Someone said I would say yes, you're absolutely right. Because now we have data, we can see where those 4 sales came from. So if all 4 sales came from North Carolina, guess what? We're running ads just in North Carolina. So to me, this is a successful ad. This is a great ROI because we didn't lose money, and what we learned was even more valuable of where our customer exactly is. Pamela says makes sense. So this is pretty simple, right? Y'all don't even need me. This is pretty simple, right? So let's take a step down, right? Let's get more focused. And so what could be applied from the information? Again, what if the product was $25? Let's say we spent $100 and we made $500. Is this a good ROI? Yes or no? Right, we spent 100 and we made 500, right? Raquel's saying yes, Kelly's saying yes, right? So we made $400, right? We spent 100, we made 500 on a $25 product. So the question is, right, when we start making money isn't, okay, I'm satisfied, it's how much money are we leaving on the table? Right? So let's take an example. Let's say we look at the dashboard and we saw 500 people added to cart. Well, man, that's a lot of people that added our product to cart, but only 20 purchased. That added the cart. Let's give them $10 discount from the $25, right? So let's sell our product for $15 instead. And so let's say 50% of the people who added the cart purchased this $15 product, right? So 50% of 500 is 250. $10 off of $25 is $15. So if half of those people bought the $15 product, now we've made an additional $3,700. So notice how this is strategy, right? This is strategy. Right, so now instead of just making $500, we're making $4,000. Right, instead of making $500, we're making $4,000. And so we gave the $10 discount because we're looking at our product and saying, okay, it only costs us $5 to make the product. It costs us, it costs us $6 to make the product. And so we can afford, and so this is about being a CEO again, right? Okay, what's the most I could give as a discount? again, we're in business because, we saw something in the market, but we're also in business to educate ourselves and continue learning and saying, okay, what's the most that I could give as a discount in order for this to make sense for me? And this philosophy and this strategy is, I would rather make the sale than lose the sale forever. I would rather make an additional $3,700 than just make $500. So we're in business to make sales, right? And we'd rather make the sales by any means necessary. So what if instead of 500, it was 5,000 people, right? Imagine if it was 5,000 people. So now we made an additional $37,000. And this number should actually be 38,000, not 42,500. So now we made an additional $37,000 because, it was 5,000 and we gave them that $10 discount. So again, now we're thinking about strategy. Right now we're the business owner. Now we're marketing. Right now we're in marketing. Right? We're thinking about strategy to deploy in order to start making sales in our business. So what I want you to know, and that exercise is about that there is money in the data, but it's your job to understand it. If you don't understand the data, then you don't know how much money you've been leaving on the table. And so if you learned something today, give me a wow in the chat. If you learned something today, give me a wow in the chat. Man, that was a lot of energy. So again, how you can get started promoting your business, how you can launch your effective ad that resonates with your audience, how to find your ideal customers on social media and get in front of them, how to put your ads on autopilot to start generating income as well. So quick recap, we went over 4 secrets. How to select a promotional strategy that's guaranteed to drive visibility to your offer, how to build your 5-figure ad in just one day that resonates with your ideal audience, how to build an audience that converts to customers and knowing how to find them, how to put your ads on autopilot to make sales so you can focus on your business. And so what if over the next 6 weeks you worked alongside of me to monetize your business like Maya did, like Jessica did, right? Like Chanel did, right? Like Tanya did, to drive visibility to your offer, to build your 5-figure ad, to build an ad, build an audience that converts to customers, and put your ads on autopilot to make sales, would that make a difference for you? You found the person that all the people are coming to, right? You found their secret sauce. And so where do you begin, right? Where do you begin in your business? So if you're ready to hear how I can help you, give me a yes in the chat. And I'm getting there. Give me a yes in the chat. So working alongside me, you have a clear roadmap and accountability for identifying your strategy, including your offer, and putting your leads and sales on autopilot. You're going to work with someone who's an expert, right? Someone who's helped so many other business owners put together successful Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns that lead to massive sales. And someone who's been there, done that, right? You're working with someone who's experienced running ads, building campaigns, putting together funnels, then you're in the right place. And so we'll work together to create your 5-figure Facebook and Instagram ads by building your funnels from end to end, working on your copy. So I'm going to help you work on your copy and understand your pain points, your objections into getting in front of your audience. We're going to create and outline your customer profile. Again, you think you know, but you actually don't know because you're marketing to their psychographics, understanding your offer, what makes this product that I'm selling unique and different, what makes this service that I'm providing unique and different. And then we're going to create high converting Facebook and Instagram ads. So here's how we could work together in my group coach program, the Power Your Launch Virtual Marketing Accelerator for Founders. It's my live group program, and you're going to learn how to market and monetize your business online and on social in the next 6 weeks. So Power Your Launch is all about helping you monetize and market online and on social, helping you increase your visibility and begin attracting new leads and sales being on Instagram 24/7. So this program is for the entrepreneur or business owner who is ready for a step-by-step to put in place a strategy that will help them generate consistent sales in their business. The product or service business whose owner who struggle with making sales, understanding how to use funnels, building effective ads, and knowing where to start and what steps to take and in what order. The business owner who's invested in their business enough to learn a skill that can help them drive even more sales. And then the entrepreneur who is interested in learning a skill to run ads for other business owners because they see they see the white space, right? They see the opportunity to do so. So here's what's inside of the program. Part one is the course, right? There's step-by-step video lessons, tutorials, templates, guides. It's video heavy because I really want to show you exactly and visually what you need to do. So give me the number 2 in the chat if you enjoyed my teaching style today. Right? So the course, the video lessons, right, are really based around the teaching style that you experienced today, but it gets more and more focused and specific. So part one is the course, and there's actually over 7 modules. There's actually over 14 modules. This is an older slide. So this is what we're going to build together. So first, the customer profile. Who are they online? Understanding your customer, right? Building your resonating offer. Identifying your targeting groups to target. Building your entire funnel from end to end. Crafting your copy that will resonate with your audience. Pre-selling and launching new products for those of you that don't have it, your products launched yet. Setting your sales goals and activities. We can't just say we want to make $10,000 and we've never made it before, right, in a month. So what does it actually look like? What do we actually need to be doing in order to get there? And putting your ads on autopilot. We're going to gather testimonials, right? We're going to get that validation so it makes it a lot easier to sell our product or service. You're going to learn the ads manager, right? You're going to learn how to read the data. You're going to learn how to run effective ads and then how to scale your ads as well. The second part of the program is the community. There's experience from all different types of industries. The youngest person is 19 years old, and the oldest person is 68. The least amount of business experience is 1 month, and the most amount of experience is 42 years. And fun fact, there's 4 millionaires in the program as well. And so the community is really strong. Now, I travel all over. I travel all over the world, as I mentioned earlier, and I meet with founders in person when I travel. And so whether I'm in New York or Austin or Atlanta, where else am I? Or in Philadelphia, I meet with founders all the time. And Melody says, I just passed Juice Heads today. So Juice Heads is a brick and mortar vegan cafe that's based in LA. And the woman in the blue is the owner of the vegan cafe, and she's in the program, and she runs ads to drive people to her store location to purchase, some of the things on the menu. The community is really supportive. And so people are always, being in support of people doing well, right? And so it's not a competitive community, it's just supportive. People even share their ads and what they're running and the copy that they have that's working for them. And here's Jance. Jance says, this month I made $10,000 for the very first time in my life. Right, and so the community is super, super supportive as well. Or Mitchell, right, who says 300 orders in 1 hour, right? I sold out my early bird shopper kit in 9 minutes. And so the community is super, super supportive as well. And so the big thing, the biggest metric that I measure as a business owner, right, as a CEO, is how many people have I been able to serve. And so far, we've been able to serve over 400 women of color founders. And the reason why this metric is so important to me is that I come from a family, come from a single parent home where my mother raised 7 kids by herself. And so I saw a lot of the opportunities that she was denied coming here as a refugee, right, coming here really, really poor. And my mom, I don't know how she did it, but despite being, being rejected from opportunities that she deserved, being discriminated against, I made it a point for every business that I've ever had I've always made it a point to serve, women of color founders. And so that's the biggest metric that I track. Have people made a lot of money in the program? Yes. And if you follow me on social, I tag these founders all the time, right? I tag them 24/7. But this is the biggest metric that I track. And my mission is to serve over 1,000 women of color founders. And then the other thing is, there was an article that came out earlier in the year, and it said it was an article that surveyed minority business owners and entrepreneurs, and it said, what's the number one thing that you need? And the number one thing on the list was digital marketing. Number two was capital, because many entrepreneurs said, if I could just find my ideal audience, if I could just get in front of them, I wouldn't need capital, right? Because I'd be able to run ads, or I'd be able to get in front of them by using digital marketing. And the third part is the coaching. And so there's group coaching calls with exclusive trainings, and guess who's your instructor? It's me. So I'm your instructor, and these group coaching calls take place every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. I show up live like I am today, and there's also an ability to ask questions if you're going to miss the session, and all the sessions are recorded. Right, so even if you miss it, guess what? You're going to get a replay as well. So every Wednesday from 7 to 9, I show up live and I answer your questions. Again, I'm really passionate about ads and monetization, as if you couldn't tell by now. And so these sessions are taught by me. And so, again, I've come into this place where I've been running ads for the last 10 years, and I've been able to help a lot of different entrepreneurs, and now I'm known as the expert. So I've been able to train entrepreneurs and business owners such as the CEO of Essence, Honey Pot, Mented Cosmetics, Natural Club, BeautyCon, Afropunk, Heal House, around digital marketing and monetization. Again, I am the prominent industry expert around paid advertising and digital strategy. Like, I am that person now. When I first started almost 10 years ago, I wasn't that person. But now, because of the work that I've done, because of the people that I've trained and the success they've had, I am that person now. So it's just like a full circle moment for me. And so listen, right, if you're here, it's not an accident. You're driven to grow your business in a way that makes sense. You're ready to step forward in your business, right? So you've heard about monetization online. You have someone who can hold your hand and walk you through the process step by step. Again, if you're here, it's not an accident. You've seen the trainings that I've done, whether you've seen me speaking on stages before, you've seen me help entrepreneurs and business owners who've been in business for a while really understand the data and what they were doing as well in their business as well. So again, if you're here, it's not an accident. And so in this 6-week Power Your Launch Marketing Accelerator, it's over 100 hours of coursework, lessons, and exercises. There's a live Q&A session. There's a Facebook community, and then you have access to over 400 founders around the world. So this is work, right? This is work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is work. But if you could do the work, right, the opportunity to earn, right, your ceiling is higher. So again, if you're team out of my own way, give me a hashtag growth in the chat if you're ready to transform your business. Again, hashtag growth in the chat if you're ready to transform your business. So again, here's what you're getting: the course, the community, and the coaching as well. But let's talk about value, right? So let's look at all of these things individually. So the total value today of what I'm offering is over $13,000. But that's not what I'm going to charge you. But this is what the value looks like, right? If you were to get these individually, this is what the value looks like. And so what you're getting is the Power Your Launch Accelerator, those three things, those three parts. But listen, right, and I appreciate you showing up live today. And so I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Again, I'm going to do something I haven't done before. And so what I'm going to do is, when you join me today, I want to give you a few more bonuses, and these are exclusive bonuses that you cannot get anywhere. And so when you invest today, you're also going to get 3 bonuses. The Ad Prep Academy, which is going to walk you through copywriting with ads and email. Bonus number 2 is how to turn your likes into subscribers in my Master the Gram course, right? So again, this is, you can't access this anywhere else. Bonus number 3 is holiday boom, right? How to run effective campaigns during the holidays. And you know during the holidays is when you should be capitalizing on making sales in your business. So here's what you're getting. Again, the power of your launch, you're going to get 3 bonuses. But because I really believe in what I teach and my trainings, and again, I'm testing this out today. I've never offered this before. I really want to make this a no-brainer for you. And so when you invest today, I'm going to give you 3 more bonuses on top of the 3 bonuses that I'm going to give you. So bonus number 4 is if you sell a service or a high-ticket item, I'm going to give you my webinar script, right? I'm going to give you my webinar framework so you know exactly how to build a successful webinar where you're making sales. I'm going to show you in bonus number 5 how to build a website that converts. So for those of you that are in the process of building a website or have a website already built, I've studied over hundreds of websites, and all websites that are profitable have 5 things in common. So I'm going to give you an outline in a video showcasing the most important things that you need to have in your website that's going to convert. Right? You're going to realize all the things that you have currently on your website is unnecessary. And so I'm going to give you this in bonus number 5. Again, once you see this video that breaks down how to have high converting websites, you're just going to be like, oh my, like I should have known that. But most people don't. Most people do the most. I'm about doing the least to make the most. Most people think that you need to do the most to make the most, but you actually don't. And bonus number 6 is I'm going to share with you my own ad library. So my 1,000 you're going to get is 6 additional bonuses when you invest today. And these bonuses are only good for those of you that invest today, right? Those of you that invest after today, you're only going to get the program. You won't get the bonuses. But again, I wanted to offer something special for those of you that did stick with me to the end of this and decide to enroll in the program. So again, when you pay in full today, because there is a payment option, but if you decide to pay in full, and if you can pay in full, I highly recommend it because you get an additional special session, a live session with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull back the layers of your business, and we're going to get clarity around your offer, and I'm going to walk you through. So this is an instructor training your ideal audience. So we're going to cover targeting groups, build out custom audience and detailed targeting, and I'm actually going to help you set your sales funnels for conversion. So Chanel, the founder of Base Butter, this is what they use to go from 0 to 15,000 in sales, and now they make over 8K a month in reoccurring. It's the same thing, you know, from Chanel to Tanya. She also paid in full. Khalil and Kiara also paid in full just because of that live session, right? Yaya, the women's professional coach, also paid in full. Imani Ellis, right, also paid in full. Jessica, I told you she runs an online boutique, but she also runs online courses as well. And she makes over $40,000 a month by running ads to her online course. So here's what you're getting. You're getting the power of your launch. You're getting 6 bonuses. And if you pay in full, you're getting that live session with me. So the total value of this is $16,000. But again, that's not what I'm charging you today. Normally, you know, the regular enrollment price is $4,000, right? And I tell people, okay, $4,000, and people buy it at this price point of $4,000. And then sometimes I say, you know what, I'm going to give you 50% off, and your price today is $19.97 or 6 payments at $394. But I'm not even going to charge you that today. Again, I told you this is a special masterclass because I am live and you're live as well. So when you invest today, and you decide to pay in full, you're going to get the program for $17.97. Again, I've never offered this before at this price point. Again, when you decide to invest today, you're going to get this program at $17.97. Again, I've never offered it. Many of the people in the program paid $4,000 for the program. And so you're getting it for $17.97. I don't even know how they're going to react. So again, I'm trying something new out. this could work, this could not, but you're getting it for almost 55% off of what they paid for the program. You're getting this program for $17.97. So what I want you to do is I actually want to show you inside of the program. And as I'm showing you inside of the program, I want you to go ahead in the chat and ask me the questions that you have. Again, this offer is only for today. I've never done this before, and so what I want you to do is, if you felt like, okay, this is exactly what I need, new year, new me, but I didn't change my ways. This is exactly what I need in order to be ready, as the new year approaches, right? This is what I need in order to really position my business, because wasting time is expensive. Keep trial and erroring it when I know someone that can walk me through it is expensive. So really looking at in your business, okay, what can I do, right, in order to put myself in the best position as well. Again, someone says, do I have to purchase ClickFunnels? No, but you need some sort of website to send people to, right, to get the transaction. Right, so again, if you pay in full, it's $17.97. Let me go to the next screen. Or it's 6 payments of $394. Again, it's 6 payments of $394, or it's $17.97. And so what to do now, go ahead and go to and click enroll, right, the broadcast. I think you may be seeing something on your screen. Also, just put it in the chat. Select the payment plan that best fits you. And then once you do that, and remember, bonuses are only until midnight. I just want to emphasize that as well. And let me just say something. This is an investment, right? This is an investment, right? You're learning a skill that you can use in your career. So the average salary for Facebook ad specialist is about $80,000 a year. So you're learning the skill that someone that's making $80K a year at a company has the same skill. You're learning how to build this business and future businesses. So you're thinking about your business today, and I'm thinking about your business tomorrow, right? So what happens 6 months from now when you decide to pivot and do something completely different? Well, you'll have a plan, because you'll understand how to market, right? You'll understand, okay, this is exactly what I need to do in order to get in front of my audience, because you'll have that skill set. Hiring an ads manager is expensive, especially if you don't understand how to do it. And so you'll leave both time and money on the table, giving someone else the ability to control how much you can make in your business. And so someone says, what are the payment days? So in the payment plan, and you sign up, it's 30 days. Every 30 days, it's monthly payment plan. So every 30 days from when you sign up is when your account will be debited. Therese, no. For this program, you cannot get those bonuses anywhere online. So remember, my story started out just like yours, right? And my friend Maya always tells me this quote. She says, a lot of entrepreneurs miss out on opportunities to grow their business because there's a financial sacrifice involved. The best opportunities will require something of you, right? You pay for your education and university without thinking about it, right? Because you saw it as a great financial investment. And so for some of you, it's panned it out well, but university doesn't really guarantee that you'll get a job. So again, the best opportunities require financial sacrifice. And my mentor used to always tell me, your business cannot grow without personal investments. And so I didn't understand this in the beginning, but as I was trying to grow my business to the next level, I didn't have the education or know-how to do so. Again, as I was trying to grow my business to the next level, I didn't have the know-how to do so. And so you may be in a place in your business that you don't know the know-how. You hit the ceiling, and you need to attach on to someone that can help you grow your business to where it needs to be. So again, I know this is an investment, right? I know it is an investment, but the value that you're getting, and you're getting me live every week, I'm showing up live for you, this is an investment for your business. And businesses only grow, right, you can't grow without personal investments as well. So again, I know it's an investment, and so ways people have gone about this is getting people that say they support you. They've reached out to folks that said they supported them to pay for the program for them. There's also the ability to use, I know PayPal has like PayPal credit and things like that. So there's a lot of different ways to go about getting the investment in order to grow your business. If you had to place an order and you were short, right, what are the things that you could do in order to make sure you made that order as well? Donique says, do we still get the bonuses if we use the payment plan? Yes, you do. Again, it may not be later on, but again, because I just created this before this masterclass, yes. If you decide to do the payment plan, you'll also get the bonus, Donique. Great question. Someone says, I spoke with another company for these services and they wanted to charge $6,000. Yeah, but paying someone to do it, they charge a lot. Like, and you see it firsthand. Like you see it firsthand, and it's crazy. And you're about to pay someone $6,000 when you don't even understand it, and now they're incentivized to sort of keep you on a retainer. And so it's just crazy. It's crazy. Nina says, would this be more suitable for those who already have a product ready to sell? No. So Nina, I would say, and this is the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs make. They go into this cave, they spend 6 months creating their product. They put all their energy and resources and money creating this product. They come up from their cave and they're like, wait a second, I actually need to market and sell this. But they don't know how. But if you already have the skill set, and the best companies in the world know how they're going to market their product or service before they even come out with it. So if you already have the skill set on how you're going to market it, it doesn't matter what you create. Right? It doesn't matter what you create because you feel confident. You're like, oh, I already know how to do this. And so again, the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs make all the time is that they spend months on their product or service and they don't even know how to sell it. And so it's just so baffling to me how that happens. Let me scroll up, see if I missed any questions. Do you have any indie music artist clients? Melody, yes. In the program, there are founders that are in the music space, but mind you, they're selling products or services, right? So they may be selling a course on how they, had so many streams on Spotify, or they may be selling a course around auditing, their business portfolio, because as an indie artist, you're a business. And so, again, they may be selling a course, right? So they're selling a product or a service, right? Because, again, my program isn't about taking your music video and going viral. I don't teach, going viral. I teach how to monetize, and some of the indie artists, they sell merch, right? They sell products in order to monetize. I teach monetization, not going viral. Going viral is like getting struck by lightning. It's very difficult to do. But making money and monetizing, I understand that language very, very well. Talim says, is it necessary to wait the 6 weeks for time to run ads? No. The program is, as you're completing the modules and lessons, you're implementing. It's as you complete, you implement. We don't wait. This isn't university where you wait until 4 years to actually implement what you learn. No, as you go through the lessons, you're implementing. So the program is very agile in the way as you implement, as you finish, you're implementing as well. Okay, let me see if I missed anything else. Who else has a question? Yeah, this is a tax write-off, Donique. You're absolutely right. Jerry says, I missed your question. Jerry, do you mind asking again? I think it may have, again, I'm just trying to figure it out. Phyllis says, I'm thinking how that works. So yeah, Phyllis, you can have ClickFunnels. You just need to have someone to drive people to, right? So it could be a website, it could be ClickFunnels, lead pages. It doesn't really matter because they all sort of do the same thing. It's all about what's easier for you to build on, right? But it's all the same thing. So again, what I want to show you actually is inside of the program, so you can just see it. You know what? Like I'm super transparent as well. Jerry, can you ask that question again? Alicia says, Abu, how does this work for brick and mortar business? So Alicia, when you're running a brick and mortar business, this is a great question. Like, the vegan cafe that I told you about, Juice Heads, what they did was they ran an ad to a landing page that gave people a discount, like a 15% discount to use within a certain time frame. And so what they did was they ran an ad to the landing page of the products that they had, and they had a video, hey, we're Juice Heads, come on in and check us out, here's a 15% off. People would then put in their name and email, so now they've captured a contact. So now they could follow up with them for that 15%, and they drove sales that way. So now we're talking about strategy, which I talk a lot about in the program as well. Okay, Hanu says, what do you do when you are able to drive traffic to your site, landing offer page, but aren't seeing results? So Hanu, this is about understanding the data. What ads do is illuminate where people are stopping along the funnel. So once you understand the problem, isn't it a lot easier to solve it? Right? So that's what I teach is the critical thinking. It's not just good to click publish. Anyone could click publish to run an ad. But not everyone can understand what the data is saying and then troubleshoot to be able to actually make sales or generate leads. So that's exactly what I teach in the program, Hanu. Aaliyah says, I think it's Aaliyah, how fast can someone go through the program? So it's the time that you have, and so it's a 6-week program. If you do pay in full, you have access to all the modules right away, right? So again, here's what happens when you enroll before midnight. You get immediate access to the program. Once you enroll, there's a new member orientation. So we're going to jump on, you're going to meet the other people in your cohort, the other founders in your cohort as well, and we're going to kick off by setting expectations for the next 6 weeks and aligning our goals as well. Again, you'll be added to the private community. Again, here's how you could get started and work with me. What you're getting, if you decide to do the payment plan or pay in full, you're getting all these things on the left, right? Access to the course, the 6 weeks of live group coaching, the Facebook community, the 6 bonuses, the live session with me, the access to the modules right away. The payment plan is the only one where you don't get that live session with me or access to all the modules right away. The modules are dripped weekly. So if you signed up Sunday, every Sunday you get access to a new module which has a lot of different lessons, or if you pay in full, you have access to everything right away. So let me answer more questions, and I want to show you inside of the program so you all could see just what it looks like, how to navigate the program as well. And I want to launch an ad from end to end, which I promised you all as well. How many Power Launch sessions do you hold annually? So I host these Power Launch sessions. So I don't know. That's a really good question because this is something I've been thinking about. I love training folks. I love showing up live. But again, I don't know how much longer I'll be doing it for. So that's a really good question. I don't even know. Jay says, we're a team of 5 in the real estate business. Can we use the training at the same time? So Joy, I normally don't allow founders to, but feel free to email me. If you purchase, feel free to email me, and feel free to email me. We'll work it out. Denisha says, how fast can someone go through the program? So it depends, again, based on your schedule. I've had people that completed the program in less time than 6 weeks, right? But it really depends on your schedule because it is a lot of work. Jerry says, I bought a cell phone case Shopify store. I don't know my customer and I don't know where to start. Can you help someone like me? So Jerry, we go through, remember that screen that I showed you everything we cover? One of them was the customer profile, of really understanding who exactly are we trying to get in front of. So Jerry, yes, we do cover that. So what I want to do is show you inside of the program. So let me go ahead and share my screen if y'all don't mind. Share screen. Oops, I hit my video. Share your screen. So this is what inside of the program looks like. Right. So here, once you're inside of the program, these are some of the founders in the program. This is when I was in Atlanta. I had a dinner, and about 20 different founders showed up, and we had dinner. This was the first time I've ever met them in real life, and so it was just really awesome meeting founders in person. And then the Founders Content Center. So you have your accelerator, you have your bonuses, and the replays, right? So this is all the recordings. Everything that we do is recorded, and this is where they live, right? So if you miss any sessions, this is where they live. Here are all the bonuses you're going to access, and then here's the Power Your Launch Accelerator. If I click View Now, here it is, right? It says Welcome Back, right? We'll scroll down. There's a the new founder orientation, which I mentioned. You just click this every Monday at 7 p.m. to join the call. You could go ahead and ask your questions as well. And then you'll notice on the left-hand side, right, you got the welcome module, you got the pre-homework, you got the module 1, you got module 2, module 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Graduation. So it is a lot of work, but again, we're covering everything from end to end. You can't start by running the ad. You have to build the foundation and then you run the ad. That's why every founder in my program runs successful ads, because we build the foundation and every module layers on top of one another. So when we get to ads, you're all ready to go. You're all set into running effective ads, right? So you're all set into running effective ads. The other thing I wanted to show you is the Facebook community. So in the Facebook community, this is what you'll get access to as well. I see some of you already paying to be in the program, paying in full. So again, welcome to the Marketing Accelerator. For those of you that paid in full, again, welcome to the Marketing Accelerator. I'm super excited to have you. I'm looking forward to the kickoff call tomorrow. So in the Facebook group, again, you see people asking questions. Here I am, popping up again, answering questions. You'll see us, again, someone talking about an ad that they're going to do, a honey method. That's one of the strategies you learn about, how to do a honey post to get people to stick to you. Again, that's one of the strategies we talk about. Here's someone who built their funnel, right? She says, background, I'm a content marketing writer. This is my funnel to enroll clients in my quarterly content strategy plan service. So when we select it, we could actually look at her funnel. So this is one of the things we do in Module 3. We build out our funnel, because we really need to look at the bird's eye view of how are we driving people. And so here's someone who never ran ads before, who never did this exercise before, going through the training, and this looks exactly the way I wanted her to build it. It looks amazing. Right, and so we scroll down, again, people just sharing their stories, people just sharing also their wins as well. Someone wrote at Afrotech, they're talking about Facebook. Nothing against the people on the panel, but Abu should have taught this session. I was cracking up about that when I read that. So again, people just sharing also their wins in the group as well. Here's someone, right, remember Brittany that I told you about? She spent $20 to make $283. So again, people just posting their wins, and here we are, like, just congratulating them as well. So again, there's a lot of different founders in the group. Here's someone, Alexis, who says, this year I turned 30 in July. And I wanted nothing more to be in Bali. But instead, I used my travel money to pay for this course, and it turned out to be the best gift I could have ever given myself. Below are my results after only 3 months. After taking the boost classes. In August, she made $3,400. September, she made $8,800. In October, she made $15,000. Right. So again, when she had her marketing company, the best month she had was $1,700. So here was Alexa. She could have either went to Bali or taken my program, and I didn't even know about this until she shared the story. I'm like, oh snap! Like, I was like, man, like, that's amazing. That's really a testimonial. And so now she's able, because she has a skill set, to generate as much capital. And Alexa sells hair, right? She sells hair to people. People buy hair from her. And so it's just amazing to see her testimonial. And that, again, I never knew about that she actually decided to not go to Bali and to do that. And again, it was just amazing. So people are sharing their testimonial, their wins, and so it's just an amazing community as well. And so again, this is what you're going to see. Let me go and answer more questions, and then we'll jump into the ads manager. So okay. Denisha says, how fast does the average person go through the program? So Denisha, it really depends. There isn't an average of speed that a person goes through the program. It really depends on the time that you dedicate to the program. Again, it's hard for me to answer these average questions of time it takes because it really depends. Again, some people finish quickly. Some people it takes a little bit longer because life happens, right? Okay, Annie says, I'm running ads and getting good click-throughs and traffic, but they don't convert. How does your program address that? So Annie, just like that exercise that we just did about understanding the data, we go through why your ad isn't effective, right? Why is it not converting? And you may think that you're doing it the right way, but again, we start with module 1 and we layer before we get to running ads, and you'll realize that you have a lot of gaps. You'll be like, oh, I never actually thought about it that way. Just as you were going through this training, you're like, wait, I didn't know that. And so it addresses it. The only way you're successful in running ads is if you understand the data. So we cover why your ads isn't working is just, if not more important than why your ads are working. People that start running ads in our program, their first time running ads, they're not hitting, like Alexis shared, they're not hitting 15,000 in 1 month. They run an ad for $5 a day and they say, well, it's not working. Okay, this is why it's not working, because they have the critical thinking behind that. He says, can this work with an ad set with $5 a day and then add money as it comes in and reinvest? Jeanette, that is exactly what I teach, is $5 a day. All those founders that let's start with $5 a day. Before we dig a well, let's just poke holes. Let's see what's working, what's not. Okay, it's not working. Why isn't it working? Let's take that learning and apply it to the ones that are working, and let's start scaling. Let's go from $5 to $10 a day, $10 to $20 a day. Really good question. So Phyllis, the objective of the paying full is it's a one-time offer. So yep. Belinda, you'll have to ask your question again. I'm really trying to answer everyone's question, I'm not doing that on purpose. Korean says access forever. No, so 1 year access. The reason why is because I want people to complete the program. I don't want you thinking you have a lifetime to complete the program. So it is a 1 year access to the program. Talim says, if you use the payment plan, the modules released weekly, which week teaches how to actually run ads? So that's near the end of, again, we build the foundation. So that's a few weeks into the program where you actually get released the module around ads. But again, it's about, all the modules are about ads, Talim, right? So if I were to give you the program about ads right now, your ads won't work because you didn't do module 1. You didn't do module 2. And I see this happen all the time. You think you could skip steps, but there's no skipping steps in order to get success. There's no such thing as cutting corners, right? You have to do the work. You have to do the work. And I only work with folks that do the work. If you're like, okay, I just want to come in and, I want to be overnight success, I do not want to work with you. I'm telling you, this program is a lot of work. Do you recommend a separate IG for business? Does that matter? Yeah, so if you do have a business account that you're selling something, I would recommend a separate IG, unless if your personal is your business account. So again, it all depends on which one you decide to lean more towards. Yep, I did say you could work with $5 a day and reinvest it. Yep, Korean says you have to build a foundation. You're absolutely right. There's no way you start just by running ads and have success without setting the foundation. It's like going into a house and not building it accurately, and a storm comes, like, your house is gone, right? You're built on paper straw. Like you really have to set the foundation. So let me go ahead and build an ad from end to end. Let me build an ad from end to end for those of you that are sticking around. But what I want you to do is ask your question. Again, if I did miss your question, please re-ask it so that way I can answer it. I'm trying to do my best in answering as many questions as possible. I see a lot of you joining the program. Again, just welcome to the Power Your Launch Marketing Accelerator. Super excited to have you joining me over the next 6 weeks. It will be a lot of work. It is an intensive. It is an accelerator. So get ready to work. but what you're getting out of it, what you'll be getting out, is just like it's just so valuable in learning the skill set and being able to grow your business in that way as well. So let me go ahead and let's launch an ad from end to end. So give me a second. I'm going to slide. Give me 1 second. So what I'm going to do is just open up my screen. I'm going to reshare my screen. So let me just log into my ad account. Didn't want y'all seeing my password out here. Let me log into my ad account. A student, Irregular Exposure, just gave me her ad account to share with you all. So we're going to go to her ad account and we're going to actually look at her ads that she, her dashboard that she's using right now to run ads. So let me go ahead and reshare my screen. Share your screen. So here's my screen, and what we're looking at currently is the Ads Manager dashboard. And so on this dashboard, right, this is Irregular Exposure. Remember that fashion brand? This is her dashboard right here. And so we could see, we could see the data. So the first thing we want to do is customize our columns. We want to see the data that's relevant to what we're looking at. So I'm going to go to columns. I'm going to dashboard 1.0, and I'm going to look at the data. Right. So from this data, I could apply different information. So we could see that she spent, let me zoom in, she spent $18,000 since February 25th running this ad, and the amount she made is $90,000. This is how much she's made. She spent $18,000, again, $5 a day, and then she started increasing her budget the more sales she was making, and she made $90,000 in sales. This is her dashboard. So her return total is almost 5 times, she's making almost 5 times the amount of money she put in. And so this is just absolutely absurd, right? Spent $18,000 to make $90,000 in the last few months. Again, as you have questions, feel free to ask it in the chat, and I want to answer it. But again, when it comes to ads, that's the one thing I do know. If you were to ask me a question I didn't know, again, I'm very transparent where I'll tell you, hey, I actually don't know that answer. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know. But if there's one thing I know, it's ads, right? If there's one thing I do know, is ads. And this program, again, is a work, is intensive, but just the value that you get out of it is just like, it's just insane. I want you to ask your question. There's no such thing as a silly question. I need you to ask your question, so that way I could give you an answer, right? So ask your question. If you have a question, what I want you to do is ask that question as well. Again, I'll do my best in answering that as well. Ann says, not everyone is successful in your program. What do you think is the main reasons people are not successful? They don't do the work, and like anything in life, I know it sounds so simple and so cliche, but just think about it, right? Why doesn't everyone start a business? Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. It's really about, doing the work and making the commitment to do the work, right? And so that's why people aren't successful in the program, right? Or in any program, is that they say they want to do the work, they say they want change, right? They say new year, new me, but then they don't actually execute anything, and then they're in the same spot, right? And so what's expensive is time wasted, right? And so and I don't mean to be a pastor or boo out here, but that's just the truth, and you know this. Even about your friends. Think about your friends that tell you every day, I have this idea, I'm going to start a business, but they don't do it, right? So there are people that do, and then there are people that don't, and then there are people that just watch from the sideline, right? And they're like, and they criticize people that are doing, right? So if you're doing, that's amazing, because it's all about doing the work, right? It's all about doing the work. So again, ask that question. Let me try to answer it for you. Again, as you're enrolling into the program, Esther, as you're enrolling into the program, welcome to the Marketing Accelerator. I'm super excited to have you. I'm looking forward to the kickoff call tomorrow and working with you over the next 6 weeks in marketing and monetizing your business. Teresa, there's the live sessions every Wednesday, right, where I'm there visibly, right, and you're there, and we're all live, so you can ask questions. There's also the Facebook community where you could also ask questions. This isn't a one-on-one program where you just can pick up the phone and call me. The program isn't structured that way. Delvana says, gotcha. If I don't pay the total amount tonight, I don't get the bonus. Yeah, that is accurate. Those bonuses, again, I just created that before this this masterclass. Like I just created that offer. I didn't create those bonuses before the masterclass. I've been creating those bonuses. But again, let me try to answer the questions that you do have. I'm on the other side of the world. Do you record the calls? Yes, all the calls are recorded. You're not the only one on the other side of the world. I have people in my program that are from South Africa. I have people in my program that are from the UK. I have people in my program that are from Brazil, from Canada. I have people in my program. Where else do we have? We have Paris. I have people in my program that are from Australia. We have about 6 founders from Australia. Where else do we have? I have people in the program in West Africa and Nigeria. I also have people in the program that are in Italy as well. So we have people in the program from all over the world. Yeah, you do have access to the calls if you do the payment plan. Yep, that is true. Lakeisha, I think I'm saying it right. You do have access to the calls if you do decide to do the payment plan. Absolutely correct. Those calls on Wednesday are 2 hours. 2 hours. You're probably sick of me now, but they are 2 hours. Again, I want to thank everyone again for tuning on this masterclass. I truly appreciate you taking time to be live with me. And so that's why I want to reciprocate that energy and being live with you as well. So again, that offer with all those bonuses are until midnight. After midnight, the price will increase. Again, the price will increase after midnight for the program. So again, I want to thank everyone for joining. Looking forward to working with those of you who've already enrolled in the program. Again, welcome to the Marketing Accelerator. I'm super excited to be working alongside of you. You don't understand. If you see me speak somewhere, if you see my ads, right? If you've seen or done a training with me, this is what I'm passionate about. Like I really enjoy helping people monetize their business. I really enjoy ads to the point that I actually train the folks at Facebook on ads, right? Because I've been doing it for so long, and so this is my zone, genius zone or zone of genius, right? It's really running effective ads and helping people grow their business, and it's just been amazing. Really being able to do that when what's better than making someone money is when that person knows how to make that money themselves, so they can cut out the middleman, right? And so it's just. Again, I know I'm just rambling at this point, but I truly mean that. If you follow me on social, you'll notice that I'm really about really helping people monetize and market, and I only win when everyone else wins as well. I'm super proud of all my founders, my students that are in my program. Again, I want to thank everyone for tuning on here. I really appreciate you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing you inside the program. RMJ. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. I could. Wow. Thank you for reminding me. I truly appreciate you. So let's look at an ad. So when we're ready to run an ad, we're going to come here and click the create button, this green button. When we click create, Facebook, the first thing it asks us is, what is our objective, right? Remember, what is our objective? What do we want to optimize for? And so what we're going to optimize for, whether it's traffic, whether it's conversions, whether it's engagement, we select it. So in this case, maybe I want to optimize for traffic, right? So I'm going to select traffic, and then I'm going to come up with some sort of name and convention. So I always like doing the quarter I'm in, maybe Q4, and maybe this is about product one, right? Maybe this campaign is around product one. Can't spell. And then I'm going to go to continue. And then on here, the first thing I go to is audience. So as I scroll down, it asks you custom audience. Remember we talked about that. People that are on our email list, follow us on Instagram. This is where we would go to select them. And then we also have, locations in the U.S. and you can also put in an address if you wanted to target people in a certain vicinity or another country. We're going to do age. So sometimes, the people who are 18-year-olds, do they actually have money? Maybe not. So we may want to start at maybe, when do people actually have money? Is it 21? Is it 25? And maybe we're only targeting women. Right, our product is for women. And so now we get down here, the detailed targeting. This is when we're targeting cold audiences. Right, so again, this is when we're targeting cold audiences, people that have never heard of us before. So on here, and if you can see my screen, give me the number 1 in the chat. If you can see my screen. Awesome. So y'all can see my screen. Great. So on here, detailed targeting. So let's say, for example, I was selling clothes, right? I was selling clothes. So I may want to start it, and I say, okay, my audience, where else do they shop? Okay, maybe they shop at Fashion Nova. Let's see if I can find Fashion Nova. Okay, here they are. But these are employers, so Fashion Nova is not allowing me to target them. So where else do they shop? Maybe they shop at H&M. Okay, I have H&M. So now I went from 100 million to about 10 million people. But I want to narrow this down even further, because maybe they're 25 to maybe 35. So now I went from 10 million to about 5.7 million. And so, okay, I'm targeting people at H&M, but maybe my audience that lives, that also shops at H&M, but my specific audience, because there's a lot of people that shop H&M, but how do we start filtering? People who are a big fan of Britney Spears shop at H&M, but my audience, they're avid listeners of Cardi B. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow my audience. So anyone that's in H&M, so the group of people that shop at H&M, please stand up, right? If you also are a big Cardi B fan. You know that Eminem song, with a real Slim Shady, please stand up, right? So we're looking at everyone at H&M, they're all sitting down in an audience, in an auditorium, and then I'm coming to the front of the stage, and I'm saying, oh, okay, anyone who likes Cardi B, stand up. And so now I go from 5.7 to 1.4 million. And so now I'm getting in front of my audience, because I know they're big fans of Cardi B, so they're going to like the type of products that I'm going to sell and get in front of them. So I like 1.4 million, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to either edit placement. So I always recommend just doing automatic recommended, but if you click edit placement, this is where you could see where your ad will show up on Instagram, on the news feed, right? On Instagram stories, Facebook stories. So if it's checked, that means your ad will show up there. And then I scroll down, and then I do $5 a day. That's what a boo does. That's what a boo teaches. I go to continue. And then once I click continue, this is where I go to actually add in my image, my photo, right? So let me just find my page. So this is where I go as I scroll down. Maybe I want to do a carousel. Maybe I want to do a single image. Once I do that, then I click add media. And then I select the media. I select, what exactly I want to run. So I don't think I'm in my account, so I'm just going to select this image. So this is the image I want people to see. And then I'm going to write copy. I'm going to put text, right? I'm going to send people to a website when they see this ad. I'm going to give a call to action. Maybe instead of learn more, I'm going to do shop now. And then when I'm ready to publish my ad, I'm just going to scroll down and click confirm and publish. Notice how running the ad isn't difficult. It's the strategies in running the ad. So I just walked through this, and you're probably like, I could go do this myself. Which you can, but then you're going to run an ad that's not effective, because it's the strategies is what I teach, right? And so anyone could publish an ad, which I said. But how do you run effective ads? How can you understand the data as well? Someone says, how do you get that page from your profile? Get to that page from your profile. So when you're in your regular Facebook, so if you went to facebook.com, if you click, sometimes it's on the left-hand side where it says manage ads. Sometimes you click this upside down triangle next to the notification bell, and you'll see some So again, that's how we walk through, running an ad from end to end. And in my program, I teach all the strategies to make it effective in order to, really monetize your business as well. So again, I want to, thank you all for showing up live. Those of you who are enrolled in the program, again, welcome to the Marketing Accelerator. Super excited to have you. Looking forward to our kickoff call tomorrow, new founder orientation. Thank you, everyone, again, for joining on here. I truly, truly appreciate it. And you all have a great rest of your day or night or evening, whichever part of the world that you are currently in. Yep, not a problem, Melody, Mercedes. Yep, y'all have a great one.